Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for another video outside today on this beautiful day. I'm Rachel Horton White with Soulful Work Intuitive Consulting. I want to talk about the powerful nature that we have as spiritual beings in a human body to co-create, to manifest a reality that we feel is right for us. This isn't about getting rich or famous, which is what the ego wants. This is about what your higher self, your soul, knows is meant for you in your life. And you may know about this. You've probably heard about this from many other people. I'm not the only one. But there's something that we may not really be kind of absorbing, which is that we are so powerful. And we haven't been taught this in any school, in any traditional college, for different reasons that we won't get into here. But it is magic. We're connected to creator, to source energy. We're pieces of it, but that means that if we are pieces of it, then we can create just as the creator does. So I'm going to talk about 3 things that you can do to co-create the reality, the life that you feel, because your intuition is based on your feelings, that you feel is right for you. The first is to get clear and visualize, put it out there, what it is that you want. A lot of times people don't actually take the time to do this. We kind of just wait for things to happen to us and wonder why it's not really happening the way that we want. But have we ever said to the universe, this is what I want? I want this kind of soul partner who is like this and this and this and this. I want this kind of dream job that is this and has this quality where I feel like this, where I feel like this. And you do this for anything. And if you don't know, I often will say to clients and to people that come to my workshops to start with a guided meditation to get into that subconscious state where your higher self is. I actually have a guided meditation on my podcast called the Courageous Path podcast, which helps you do that. So when you're in that state, the ego mind can't come in and be like, oh, but this is what you should plan and you should figure this out, because it just doesn't have the ability to do that when you're in this subconscious place. So get your mind quiet, do a guided meditation, and in mine at least I will say, imagine what your life is like in a year or in 2 years, and then something pops up usually. It's a visual, it's a feeling. Sometimes people just, get other things through their different senses, but it's your future self, that your higher self, your soul is showing to you what you're capable of. It could be baking bread. I've heard this from somebody. Cooking, you might see yourself cooking food for a lot of people in a beautiful outdoor setting. I personally saw myself lying in a field holding hands with people in a circle once. I see different things every time I do it. So maybe you don't know what that means if you see something vague like this, but then you have something to start from. I was working with somebody who knew that she wanted to change careers, but she didn't know exactly what to do. And so we did this guided meditation together, and all of a sudden she saw herself on a beach with kids, talking to kids. And so she's like, oh my gosh, I've always loved that. I didn't really realize that was really what felt good to me. So she has something to start from. So the second thing is to then put it out in the universe by writing it down and aligning your current vibration or the waves that you give off with the vibration or the waves that wonderful future opportunity is giving off. And so this is where it gets a little magical. So you're putting it out there by visualizing, by getting clear, and then writing it down is another way of making yourself believe that this is your reality right now. You write it down, you see it, you talk about it, you say it, you explore, you take action, you reach out to people. You're basically creating this alternate reality for yourself that maybe you don't see right now in your present moment, but it actually is it's almost like a blueprint, an invisible blueprint. Just trust me on this one. I've done it many times and I've seen it happen many times. We do it all the time, subconsciously actually, and sometimes it's in a negative way. We worry about things and then that actual thing comes to pass and we didn't realize that we actually manifested that. So try to manifest something that you want this time. Just be intentional about it and put out something that you long for, and then try to align with it everywhere you can. And so the third thing is working on the blocks that come up and the feelings that come up. So often we tend to get frustrated when it doesn't happen right away or when we don't manifest things right away. And then things happen to us that we don't plan. So it's important to not just ignore those feelings, but process them, write about them, talk about them. You can do a lot of, working through different blocks. I do that with people as well in guided meditations and with writing. You can draw, whatever it is that feels good to you. Move your body to process things, cry, yell. That's a really effective way to get rid of some of those negative emotions. Aligning with what feels good, remembering what you called up, what your higher self called upon in your subconscious guided meditation. What was it that you were doing, and how did you feel when you were baking bread, or being with kids on the beach, or lying in a circle in a circle on the grass? Whatever it is that you're feeling, then in your waking life, whatever else comes up that makes you feel that same feeling, that feeling of joy, that feeling of alignment, that feeling of peace and of happiness, then you know that that's what's right for you. A lot of people tend to be confused about what's right for me and what's my intuition telling me. Use your feelings to guide you. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to learn more about me, you can check me out at soulfulworkconsulting.com.